You are now locked in to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast.
Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Sitting Down with the Sisters. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Temi.
I'm Ayo.
And welcome back. This is episode
Sit down, get
2
comfortable.
already. Well, episode 2 already. Wow. This is season 7. 7.
It's season 6.
6, 7.
It's
7.
It's 6.
6.
Jehovah.
It's season 6. It's actually.
It's
season
alright.
6,
It
yes.
is. It's season
We're
6.
here live in the studio
So
recording
6 seasons in 3
our
years.
second
Sorry.
episode
Work
of
rate is
season 6.
powerful.
That is crazy. I still remember where we started, but anyway,
Mhm.
anyway.
The real ones will know.
The real
the
ones will know in
bedroom.
the bedroom. Guys, today's episode. So how did this come about? So I remember this was literally like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Was it up to that?
It's been definitely 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
been
so
around
sad.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks. So the sisters went out just to, get some food, have a little cute date.
Cinema.
And I do not. And we went cinema as well. I do not know where this conversation. It's definitely been a month. Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I don't even know how this conversation came about, but we started to discuss just, how do I put it? Like, quote unquote, sort of the lifestyle, just the way certain women are portrayed based
Perceived,
on
yeah.
perceived, yeah, how they're perceived based on, let's say, just some of the activities they do, such as going out quite consistently, and just how they are labeled and compared to women that don't necessarily do those things. I think that's probably the best way I can put it.
100%.
And I remember just, we had so much to say
We
just
were talking.
about
We were
it. And
talking
I
for
think we can all
ages.
relate from different aspects, because some of us go out more than others, and just sort of the interaction that we receive, especially from men, and just how they
Receive us.
receive us, how they perceive us. Do you know what I mean? But who wants to sort of go first? Who wants to just give us a bit more in terms of?
I think to start it off, I will say that this year specifically, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, there's definitely been like a rise in day parties
Oh,
and like brunches.
everyone
and
has an
just-
event company now.
Right.
Yep. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Right. What I was going to say is,
wow.
that one actually blew the living wind out of
I was
me.
not. I didn't even expect it.
I didn't.
Guys,
I never
after this
said
episode, you're gonna laugh so much. Watch, carry on. Whoa.
I'm gonna close
So,
it.
Right. So there's definitely been a rise in day parties. Like, people are just looking for any, and not necessarily like it's a bad thing, but people have been looking for any excuse to have a party. Bank holiday weekend, party galore.
Summer.
Summer night. Just any reason to have a party. And so with that, with the rise of day parties, has come the rise of public opinion.
Ooh.
Especially on, of course, social media, Black Twitter. And this has always existed, I feel like, but this year I've seen it more than ever, in terms of just people having something to say, and just, again, what you've said is perceiving specifically women that are always out every single weekend. They're not seen as, quote unquote, because I really hate this term, wifey material.
Right. And they those opinions would usually come from the same men that are at those day parties.
They're
or those
there.
events.
They're all
We're all
there
there
together.
together. So yeah.
And how this opinion is, how it's come to a conclusion, how they've come to that opinion is, obviously there's things going down at these, so I've heard, there's things going down at these day parties that you wouldn't believe is taking place.
Really? Do you want to shed a bit more light?
I wouldn't really know because I'm not there.
Really? Oh,
From what I've
based on
heard
what you've heard,
in the
yeah.
streets.
Right.
Wow.
The streets.
The streets are loud. They're
The
talking.
streets are
The streets are
talking.
talking.
They're singing, in
The
fact.
streets are...
They're singing their heart
And as
out.
I said, everyone has an events company now, and so everybody's talking, and so it's coming to, the tea is being served. It's not coming cold; it's coming hot.
Right.
Piping.
And very, and so
Afternoon
we're
tea.
hearing that there's, on the serious note, we're hearing that there's sexual activities
Always has
taking
been.
place.
As
Yeah,
you
always
said.
has been, but of course with the rise of these day parties means more of this can take place.
Right.
And so because that's taking place, people have now formed the opinion of they can't be with someone, or they can't be
Right.
with a woman who is constantly at these sort of parties every weekend, because they can't believe that you can be at these parties and just genuinely be having fun.
Right.
You have to be taking part in that scandal.
Wow.
That's a very good explanation, that one.
What do you think of that, Ayo?
Honestly, do you know what it is?
What do you think of that whole thing of? So that's my question, basically. So we've now given you the context. My question will now be: what do you think of the people who conclude that women who are at parties every weekend are not wifey material?
Well, the first statement I would have to make is that you cannot make generalistic statements like that, because the same way you're at that same party, are you husband material, or are you? What are you there for? Let's because also it's not only just men that have that assumption. Some women look at women like
definitely
that.
have.
Do you know what I mean? And then women also look at
Other
men
women
that
and
way.
Other men like
So
that. Yes.
do you know what it is? I'm gonna be very honest and speak my own opinion. I'm not gonna speak as a third person. I'll speak as an Ayo. I think there are women that are there for a certain reason, and then there's women that are there for other reasons, and they're all allowed to exist in the same space. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? At the end of the day, nobody should be demonized or condemned for their reasoning for wanting to go out. But let's all be honest with ourselves as to why we are outside.
And why you're there?
Because at the end of the day, it's fine to want to look for a boyfriend, look for even some people go out to these things to look for friends. Do you know what I mean? It's all good and well. But the men that you're finding / the women that you're finding at these events, are they the women and the men that you want, or are you just happening to have casual encounters that you're not really happy about, but you continue to go to the same places and make the same mistakes?
Right.
I think what the actual discourse is essentially, there is a narrative that follows the people that go out. Is it true? In some contexts, yes. In some contexts, no.
Right.
And also now, being people that have gone out or people that want to go out, what type of experience are you looking for where you go out?
Yeah.
That's what I would say, because
Wonderful answer.
like for me, okay, if I give my own personal life experience, if you know me, you know I'm not really out. Anytime that you see me out, it's probably I'm not really out. And more time I'm out for my friend's thing. So if you see me at something, it's because my friends, it's got to do with my friend, or I'm going out with my girls. It's someone's birthday. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't really go out to party just to party, because I don't really do the partying things. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't vape, I don't do it. So and more time, that's what's prevalent in those scenarios. That does not go to say that that's the only thing that's happening at those places, and that does not go to say, exactly, and that's not to say that that's what people are going there to do only. But like that's not my favorite type of socialization.
In that type
Do
of
you get?
environment.
And then to speak to Temi's point about the discourse that comes with women that might not be there, I can speak to that as like, say for instance, this year was the first time I probably went to a proper day party in my life. I'm 25 years old, and the reception was, wow, so you're here, you come out. It's like the assumption is for the babes that don't go out, the assumption is that you don't really know how to have fun. You're boring. You think you think you're better than other people, and so on and so forth. So that's
I felt that one.
That's crazy. I think the assumptions, it's just very wild. I think it's just unfortunate to say, but when you are someone that goes, do you know what? Recently, I haven't been out as often, but when people perceive me, I'm very sure they have that persona of, she goes out, she likes to party, where to the point where, times when, let's say I'd be at home on a certain weekend, I'll get that reaction. Like, what, you're at home on a week? Well, yeah, I'm home a lot of weekends. I don't get what the shock or what the surprise is. Like that, there's. I stay home more than you probably think, and people need to remember that sometimes social media can give off a certain view of a person that's not necessarily true, and if it is, It's just about minding your business. Like, it's about minding your business. Like, if a woman wants to go out, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if I'd call it, I don't know if I'd say they're being judged. Would you say they're
sometimes, yeah?
Is it judgmental, or is it just like a label that they've just attached to it?
I think
to create a label is to judge them.
Yeah.
It's like, say for instance, going out and going to day parties and stuff like that. That's a type of socialization that you enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then just speak to that. Do you know what I mean? Speak to that. There's nothing wrong. Obviously now you're saying, as you said, like, you don't go out as much, but when you were, speak to that and say why. Speak to that and why the narrative is not necessarily what they believe the narrative is.
And back to what you said as well about the reasons why you go out is very, very important as well. Like, I remember a time like a few years ago when the Christian Twitter were having a debate about people that are allowed to go to Afro Nation or not. And I remember being quite triggered, not necessarily triggered because I felt guilty, but triggered in a sense where they almost sort of put Christianity in a box that I hated so much that it just wasn't nice, you know, to sort of hear and to see on social media, because we can understand, of course I understand, you know, I'm not naive to not understand what comes with or what happens at those events. Of course you can see some people doing this and some people doing that, and it's just maybe not the right environment. But what about the others that just want to enjoy and have a great time? What about the others that enjoy Afrobeats and they just want to go with their friends? That's sort of the mindset I have. Even Afro Nation aside, when I go out with my friends, like, I usually go with the same consistent type of women as well. Like, you know, we just decide, or, you know, sometimes it might be a friend's thing, like a friend's event that we just want to go and support, but at the same time want to have a great time. And you know what? I think to be able to look past that kind of label or judgment, you just have to not care what people think. I think that's just what it boils down to. You just shouldn't care what people think, because at the end of the day, you know the reasons why you're doing what you're doing, and the right people will see that in you. And you know, people, I don't want to speak for anyone, but I know some women could think, okay, but you know, if I'm going out and this is the label that I'm being given, or this is the judgment, then maybe I'll never find a partner or find you know, someone. But honestly, if that's the mindset that you have, I will tell you to just, I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but you just shouldn't care.
You shouldn't care.
You shouldn't.
Because if you're being honest with yourself,
right, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if sitting at home, if your reason for then not going to these things and enjoying yourself is now because you think you're perceived in a certain way, then that's wrong. And
you have a superiority complex.
You know, I've had conversations with the with the girls, not even just you guys, but even some of my other friends as well, where the question is, like, do I give off like wife material? Like, do you think I'm a girl? Like, do I, you know? And it's and when those conversations come up, you know, at the end of the day, we always conclude that we do not care. At the end of the day, the right person will see, you know, you for who you are, and if they decide to pursue, then they decide to pursue. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't fall into the sort of general stereotype and just start not being yourself because of those reasons. That's why, you know, they always say people that are true to themselves are so powerful. Like, they can just do whatever they want to do,
and they live their life,
and they're just themselves, peace. You know. But that's what I would say.
What was the question?
What kind of babe are you?
Oh, you guys already know me. I'm at home.
You're at home, yeah?
I'm at home. Do you know? And I experiencing the same thing as her, because we're very similar in the sense where, you know, this year was my first time going to a day party. Again, I'm 25.
I feel like it sounds so silly.
What day party did you guys go to?
Joe's.
Oh,
and then Joe's and Gode's one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys like it?
Yeah, it was cool. But I liked it more because I was supporting my friend.
Yeah.
You guys know that's not my favorite type of socialization.
We knew people
that were there.
Whereas
I cannot. Yeah, go on.
Whereas going into maybe like a setting where I don't know anybody.
Yeah, would be
for me. That's a bit more like
unfamiliar.
Whoa.
And it speaks to our reasoning. So, for instance, I'm not really looking for many friends anymore. Like, I don't mind if people come along and God blesses me with new people in my life. Not opposed to it, but I'm not. When I want to go out, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm going there to make new friends.
To make friends. I'm going there to have fun with the people that
I came with. And that speaks to Ashley's point about, like, more time, I'm going to enjoy it if my babes are there. But if they're not there, then more time, I'm not really trying to go out.
Where am I going if my friends aren't there? Like, who am I?
But that's the thing. A lot of people going out for them is for the experience of networking and meeting people.
True.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's
nothing wrong with it.
I think it's more, are people honest about why they go out? Because I think the conversation could be as well, like, do you need to have a reason to go out? But it's like, more time, you have a reason for everything in life.
Like, whether it be subconscious or conscious.
And I don't know if a lot of people, both men and women, are honest about why they go out.
I don't think a lot of people are honest about it
at all.
You know, subconsciously, a lot of women, you know, we're going to put it out there, a lot of women have that mindset of, oh, I might find my husband today. And at the end of the day, if that is the case, don't feel embarrassed.
Just tell the truth. Be honest.
Just be honest about it if that's why you're going out.
There's some people that are meeting their soulmates in these places. Like
at the end of the day, people don't want to look thirsty. People don't want to look desperate. They don't want to look hungry. But like, more time, if you're hungry, you're hungry.
Oh.
And if you're not careful, that hunger can go into something else.
Like, just be honest. I think when you're honest with yourself, you look less desperate. It's when you're not honest with yourself, but you're still that person that they can tell.
And guess what? It starts to show in your behaviors, like little things that you say or little things that you do.
How you act to other girls.
With certain things, how you act with other guys or other girls and even other guys. You can just come across a certain way. But if you're completely honest with your friends and yourself as to why you're doing what you're doing, then it just makes it a whole smoother journey.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
You can always tell, like, the ones that are overcompensating and the ones that are just there, like, just to have a good time.
Yeah,
always.
The ones that overcompensate, like, they're doing the absolute most. Like, it's like they have to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones that are, like, just there to have a good time, like, you're there, you're chilling. You see someone you know, you're there with your friends, and then you go home.
Do you know what's interesting to your point though? A lot of people that are there, okay, there's the people that go there and they'll tell you they're going there to have a good time, but their face is stushed the whole night and they're just watching people the whole night, judging and gossiping in their friends' ear the
same event that they're at.
But you know what's so mad? I'm not saying that it's right, but that's what I mean. The whole definition of having fun is subjective. For some people, that it might be.
But that to me, if you're going out and that's what you're doing, I'm sorry, if you're watching this and that's why you go out, or that's what you end up doing, because maybe that's not what you think you're doing, but that's what you end up. You're on the wall.
You think it's normal.
You don't dance
because you do it so much. It's the norm.
You even come to literally the last hour of the thing. You're only there for 1 hour maybe, and then it's to just look at that girl. Yeah, did you see that girl with that guy last?
Yeah,
I don't think you should be going out. I think you should be going to therapy.
Yeah, another main reason.
That's bad vibes.
And I'm trying to be careful not to speak for the babes that go out a lot, because everyone has their reasons.
Everyone has their reasons.
But another reason why some girls go out, and I am one of those girls, is honestly because I just want to dress up sometimes. I just want to put some makeup on.
And that's your favourite type of... That's one of your favourite ways of expressing yourself.
That you just want to dress up, just wear
that's a very good one to mention, because I feel like...
nice pictures, feel good about yourself. Maybe you've had a rough month, or maybe you just haven't worn makeup, because I noticed recently I can go through like long periods without wearing makeup that I miss it a little bit, that I just want to wear makeup, and guess what, this person is having an event that's not too far from me, and the girls are down, let's just go shake a leg and go home.
And why can't people believe that that's your genuine... For me, it's like, why can't you believe that a girl just wants to get ready and go out? More time, I'm not gonna lie to you, when girls go to things like this as well, the funnest part for us is when we're getting ready together.
Oh my god,
and we're all gisting, having a good time, listening to music,
and the jokes we're making.
You know, even the girls that I go out with sometimes, when we're all together having fun before we go to the event, this comment always comes up, we might as well stay here. Like, can we let's not go, let's literally end up chilling here and have a great time and go
you
home.
have more fun doing that than when you get to
the event.
So like, it really is dependent on so many things.
Yeah, and this ties into that conversation where you know, people always say, not just on social media, but people always say we always do things for the other gender,
right?
And every time that comes up, there's always someone in denial, not in denial, that just does not approve, that just not approve of that statement. They don't think it's true or not. So that's where, if you were to ask me that question, I can't completely say yes or no. It's not black and white. There are certain things that we can't deny we do for the opposite gender, whether you want to believe it or not.
100%.
And a lot of it has to do with physical appearances and, you know, these things. But yeah, I think it definitely ties into it.
And on your point, I think there's a difference here between doing something for the other gender, the opposite gender, and living your life with them as your whole entire gaze. It's different. More time, like, everybody does things for everybody else. No one gets gets ready. So for instance, you're getting married. You're not just trying to look nice for yourself. You want to be that bride, and you want people to see your dress, and you want them to think it's beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, if it's not prideful, obviously if it's prideful, that's different. But more time, people want to look nice for a reason. You want to be able to be like, I look pretty. You want your friends to be like, oh, you look nice. Like,
you want to feel good
you
about
want to feel good about yourself as well, first of all. But when your whole life is dedicated to everything is about men, or for men, everything's about women, that's where the issue lies for me. Exactly. It's different if every once in a while, oh, it'd be nice if, you know, different. Even still, I to be fair, even me saying that, there's a part of me that's like, I don't like when people live their lives for people, but like, naturally, instinctively as humans, that's we live like that. Do you get what I mean? But you just have to hone it and know what you're doing. I had a question though about as babes that view other babes, because we can only speak as babes. Like, what is your perception of babes that go out a lot?
Do you know what? Honesty moment, transparency moment. I would say, like, prior to COVID, there was definitely what's the word? I definitely used to look sideways at people like that, and that was only me projecting. That wasn't on them, that was on me and what was in here. So I had to check myself. Whereas now, if you want to go out, by all means. At the same time though, if I had a friend that was out at, like, as in Friday, Saturday, Sunday every week, for me, I would genuinely ask them, is everything okay?
Is everything okay? Yeah.
Like, is everything okay? And I'm not talking about, because I'm someone, I can be out Saturday going out to eat, because let's not only put it in the box of, just day parties and events, going out in general. But if someone was out listen to what I'm saying and listen carefully. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm not talking bank holiday weekend when all the events are, I'm talking it every week. Every week.
And every time you have to have a new outfit.
I would actually ask them, okay, first of all, is everything okay? If they say everything's fine,
is that a real thing?
Then I leave.
Oh, it's a real thing.
What, people got every
1 million
weekend?
%. There's people looking for motives every single weekend.
Tell me. You don't even know.
You see on Twitter.
I don't want to say I find it hard to believe.
I see it on Snapchat, so I'll be very
real. Twitter, because we always say Twitter. You just see it in real life. Like, why are the clubs always empty and full? Sorry. The club is always full.
Some people start from Thursday.
The club is always full because there's people that they're trying to fill an empty hole in their life, that empty void, and it's with the alcohol and the music and the dancing.
Yeah, that's why it's a
repetitive cycle, right. And it's a cause of it's 100% a cause for concern for a lot of people. And a lot of people are alcoholics and they don't know it. A lot of people are drug addicts, they don't know it. A lot of people are attention whores, they don't know it. Like, there's so many things that people don't realize they are masking with. I just like to go out a lot. That they're using it to mask something that is true. And I think that is a different thing, but it's still a real thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely prevalent. But aside from that, just going out on the weekend, like Saturday, every now and again, I don't have. I'm not looking at someone like, she's always out. Or how's she gonna find a man? I don't care.
That's such a wild thing to say.
I do not care.
Like, to sit in your house and be thinking, oh, those girls.
No, but imagine you're like this.
Again. Oh my God, did we not see yesterday?
So sorry, but you need to find something to do. Find a hobby.
No, that's just sad.
Because that's jobless. Because you know, 9 times out of 10, the people who are doing that, it's because you want to do that and you can't.
You're looking for a man, but instead of being in the club,
not even just that, but
it's your insecurity stopping you.
Not even only that. Not only just because you're not in the club, you're on Hinge, you're on Tinder, you're on Bumble, you're on all of them.
They know you. As in, have VIP status.
Anyway.
You have gold star.
Sorry, because that's your club. Your club is the online club, virtual club, MSN. But because you're not outside.
Speak on it, virtual club.
You're on virtual club.
It's a different version of
after school club online. Reload it. Anyway.
Do you know what? I've never judged people that go out like every single weekend, innit? I don't personally know anyone that does that. But like Ashley said, if they do exist, like if I had a friend that does go out every single weekend, it is a cause for concern. Like I will sort of ask what's going on, you know, what are you celebrating every weekend?
no, but that's actually quite.
What was the celebration?
People can hear that and be like, oh, you know, like, why are you asking that question? No, but what are you actually celebrating?
Like, I would love to know, because as your friend, should I not know what you're celebrating?
Oh, we're not celebrating together.
Let me celebrate with you.
Let me to come. Let me, you know, but if it's
you're celebrating poverty.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I don't have the money that I want in my account, so there's no reason for me to be outside every single weekend.
Every single
And the
week.
Bible tells us there's a time for everything. Reals, there's a time to sit at
There's a
home.
season to rejoice and there's a season to mourn.
Yeah.
The country is currently in mourning.
We're mourning.
Right.
We're mourning Queen Elizabeth.
Right.
What about you?
For me, do you know what's funny? I was trying to think, like, did I have any like weird thoughts about, like, because as of me, Ayo 2022, like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
it's
gonna
not.
say, I don't think about
I feel like it's not a
either.
thought that even crosses my mind. Like, I just see people living their lives, and that's the life that you've
Go for
chosen
it.
to live.
Yeah.
What I probably think about people is more their conduct when they're out. So if
How
I'm
do you carry yourself?
if I'm seeing how you're carrying yourself and you're out every week, that's probably where I'm now thinking, is everything okay?
Yeah,
Like,
that's literally
are you
what it
okay?
is. It's how you carry
How you
yourself.
carry-
when
because
you're
for
at
me,
these
if-
events.
because for
If
some
you're
people-
always the center of attention every single time. You know,
Just acting
the
and
club
then-
promoters
crazy.
know your name every single time. You know, the DJs always does
Oh.
shout outs every single weekend. Then you know that's a different story. But I
Yeah.
do you know what? I don't know.
No, because I was
think-
even gonna say, like, for me, like, I understand that everybody's different. Like, for me, people genuinely do not believe, because I'm an extrovert as well. Well, I'm an ambivert, I would say, but like, because I'm an extrovert, to most people, people assume that I'm an extrovert. They can't understand why I don't like going out. They don't understand why that's not my preferred choice of
That's because they don't
socialization.
know you.
But they don't know me. Thank you.
I know you, and as
If
soon as you said what you said, I knew exactly.
if you
what
know
meant.
who I am,
And that's the kind of
just
person I'm
because-
becoming as well.
just because I'm an extrovert, do you know what I enjoy? Because I'm a mad woman. We all know this, but like, I like being mad with my people.
Right.
It's not that I need to be at the club to have a good time.
Right.
Anybody that knows me, I can literally be in the streets. I can be.
Or you can be
I can be in the
indoors.
quietest restaurant.
You can be in
I can be
Ashley's kitchen.
as in reals. I can be in someone's kitchen. And for
She can be
me,
in my bedroom jumping up and down on my bed.
my idea of like happiness is just being with
Around
my
the people,
that I love.
absolutely.
I don't need to be. It doesn't need to be uns. It doesn't need to be none of that. And that's why I'm saying people can't.
doesn't need to be
and
Bucks Park Road.
do you know what I'm saying? And that's why people be here confused when they see people that don't go out. They're like, but how do you have a good time? Have you realized? Have you looked inward and said, why don't I know how to have a good time without all the extra? Because you need to understand why. Because for some people, they'll actually look at, there's literally been a person that said to me one time, like, they were jealous of the fact that I don't need to drink to have a good time. And that speaks to a deeper problem. But people don't realize that. Like, even now, if
It
you
sounds
ask,
like a passing comment, but if you really think of what they are saying, it's
what
a
you-
bit of an issue.
When you ask a lot of people in our generation, like, okay, how did you get into drinking? They'll say socially. And then you ask them, like, okay, but now, so is it a thing when you go out, you have to drink? Most people do.
Yeah.
They'll say yes.
And it's not that you should, we're not saying alcohol, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't condone drunkenness as a child of the Lord. But as like, if you want to drink a one casual drink, like, what's the issue? Do you get what I'm saying? But if you know within yourself
It's
that when
about
you
the
go out,
repercussions
you're
and
not
just
being,
dependent on
you're
that.
dependent on alcohol, you're dependent on drugs to have a good time.
Every time.
That is a cause
worrying.
for concern. And I think that is something that people are not speaking about, but a lot of people in our generation are using it to cover their sorrows and to mask their pain.
Rather than dealing with it face strong.
100%. Like, for a lot of people as well, you're going out, but is going out your idea of a good time? Some of
You're
you,
going out and then when you come home, you're crying yourself to sleep.
No.
you don't have money, you're in your overdraft, Klarna is calling you every week. Like, it's getting on top of you now. It's getting on top of you because every time you're looking for an outfit, there's nothing at home apparently. Klarna. No, I'm being no, but
Look at
it's and also for the people that are judging people, because I need to speak for both sides.
Yeah.
For the people that are at home like me,
what I was
but you're
saying.
judging those. If you want to go outside, be
go.
going.
Put your pints on and go.
No one has
sometimes
stopped
it stems
you.
from jealousy.
Yeah.
It sounds like
And it's
it stems from
projection.
insecurity.
Yes.
Because you feel like you're not confident enough to do what they're
Yeah.
doing.
And there's a
so
level
you
of
start to
superiority
project.
as well. You think you're better
Better than
those
them. You
people.
think you have a degree of
I'm at
maturity
home, you know, I'm
because
gonna
people
find
are
my
there.
husband soon because, you know, I'm the one that's appropriate.
But you haven't left your house in weeks.
And
It's
this
actually
is
okay.
what I mean. It all, like that example that you gave, it stems down to just impressing the opposite sex. You're literally sitting at home because you want to portray a
Yes.
good wifey material to a
Yes.
boyfriend that doesn't even know you.
That doesn't exist yet.
You know, it's just weird things like that. I think everyone should just be themselves. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, that's a whole different conversation.
Speak
I'm not
on it.
gonna.
Well, how much
No, that's a whole different conversation. Where
okay. Yeah, we're
so
nearly
that's
done.
honestly a whole different conversation. I think this conversation is more
Just going
suitable
out.
for maybe going out, maybe more single people. I don't know, but relationships and going out is a whole different conversation.
Different ball
let's
game.
be honest.
But then, actually, no, because I feel like I need to say something about
Go
that.
on.
Because if that's a whole different conversation and the conversation completely shifts once you bring in a relationship, why?
Yeah.
Why do people get offended when people say you're going out to find a man, or you're going out to find a babe?
You're going out
because then if now when
you're in a relationship,
if you're in a relationship,
you
what,
should still be out.
are you still going out to just have a good time?
Absolutely. No, that's facts of life. No, that's real talk.
Because that's a real question.
But then you're also considering someone else. Do you know what I mean? Now you're not doing things by yourself. Now it's, you know, there's some women in relationships where their men trust them. It's not as if, you know, they think they're doing anything wrong, but you just have to think of your partner in that sense. Like if they don't want you to go out for whatever reason, or they feel like, you know, you go out too much, you're basically not just catering to yourself, it's for someone else as well.
Compromise.
So compromising. So there's that aspect.
It speaks to a deeper thing though. We have to be honest. It speaks to, because we all know why when you get into a relationship, we all know why the going out goes down.
Yeah, absolutely, because of the temptation, the environment you surround yourself in.
And those environments breed a certain type of behavior.
Yeah.
Facts.
No one is discouraged anyway from going to a Christian event when they're in a relationship. Is anybody? Anybody?
Any gospel concert?
But is
anybody discouraging you when you're in a relationship? No,
not even.
But why is it that specific type of going out that is discouraged when you're in a relationship?
That's the one that should automatically abruptly.
I think that's a very good conversation.
My babe can't be at those events. Carnival. My babes can't go to carnival. You know, there's a reason for all of that.
And we can discuss that another time.
I think that should definitely be. That's a whole.
That's a nice way to end it.
Episode on its own.
Stay tuned.
Yo, thank you again for this. We hope you've enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
This has been on our list.
It's been on our mind to speak on for quite a while. So I'm glad we're able to actually address it a little bit.
And let us know your opinions as well. Let's keep it respectful.
Always.
Yeah. And we'll see you on our next.
Dirty.
Yes.
We'll see you on our next episode.
Bye.